Don't you guys just love the beach? I sure do. It's probably my favorite part about summer, even if it's not beach weather, which is probably right now. The city of Plattsburgh wants you to do more of this, riding your bicycle around town. It has certainly been a long 15 months, 472 days to be exact. But the governor says reaching this milestone means New Yorkers can start getting back to life as they knew it before the pandemic. Tucked away in the town of Lewis is a Cold War secret. A 1961 missile silo is still intact, and we got an inside look. It was about an hour of debate back and forth to see if the councilors had enough information to make this heavy of a decision. Like you said, the health department is taking its clinics on the road to communities and neighborhoods like the one here behind me. Now, as of Wednesday, people in New York could ditch the mask, but the idea of no mask in public has a lot of people feeling anxious. Over the last year, a lot of your meetings or classes probably looked a lot like this. And while some people hated the idea of going virtual, for some, it was beneficial. I've spent months putting in public records requests trying to learn more on why the chief was on leave, if he was being paid for with tax dollars while he was out of the office, and what the future of the department would look like. The closed northern border continues to leave businesses at bay for when they can prepare for customers. Neil Fassett owns Plattsburgh RV Park. He says 65% of his seasonal business are Canadians.
Huge impact on our businesses, but when these folks come in, they don't stay in our campgrounds. The economic impact to our community is huge.
Cross-border property owners are unable to access their property, like parked RVs and boats at area marinas. Loved ones also continue to be separated.
The Canadian-American families, they need to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
The last 15 months have been anything but a light for Morrisonville's Tracy Simmons and her family. Not when her 83-year-old mom had COVID, not when her mom had to deal with an extended stay at the hospital from complications, and not when her mother's lung cancer took a turn for the worst.
My mother was a very giving woman, so I wanted to give back to her, and I was not able to do this. I wanted to be there to help my mother in her last days of life, and I lost that opportunity.
She was able to make the funeral, but her story bears resemblance to many U.S.-Canadian families. Chamber of Commerce President Gary Douglas says there's only one way to get the border back open.
Oh, what can we do? Get vaccinated. Get your family vaccinated.
To put things into perspective, Quebec has a population of 8.5 million people. 4.6 million have received at least the first dose, but when it comes to being fully vaccinated, the number drops to 260,000. Assemblyman Billy Jones is calling on the state to start vaccinating Canadian essential workers who cross the border into New York for work.
CDC has already said that this is allowable.
Jones says local health organizations are on board, but can't move forward without the state's approval.
The conversations are happening informally, but those conversations have shown this is very doable.
Amanda Bulris-Allen with the National Alliance on Mental Illness Champlain Valley
No answer.
is going door to door.
So we're just asking folks if they're interested in the COVID-19 vaccination.
In several neighborhoods.
How's it going?
Making sure those who live there are aware of the vaccination clinic happening next door.
I think at this point in time, folks who are hesitant about the vaccine are really looking for that face-to-face interaction.
NAMI has teamed up with the Clinton County Health Department for its mobile clinics, making sure everyone in the county has access to the vaccine if they want it. The location of the clinics are based on a map that shows pockets in the county with lower vaccination rates.
So we can look at that map and travel out to different locations that we see might need a clinic or a pop-up like this in their area.
This clinic Wednesday was set up at Northern Cakes Redemption, a walkable location with a steady stream of customers.
It's maybe not something that was in the plans for the day, but you haven't been vaccinated yet and you have a couple minutes, you happen to see us, you can stop in. It'll take less than 20 minutes.
People like Reginald Defoe, who wanted a vaccine but had no transportation to get one. NAMI picked him up from his home and drove him to the clinic.
You got people can bring you. It helps.
He says he wanted to get the shot to protect his loved ones who are vulnerable to the virus.
And that's the most important thing with this shot, is to save people's lives.
The clinic looks different than it has in the past. Once set up to vaccinate hundreds of people in a day, now operates on a much smaller scale.
We would love to see those numbers, but now we're looking at smaller clinics as we travel out, so we're going to more locations.
Bulris-Allen says changing one no to a yes when it comes to the vaccine makes their efforts worth it.
I think one person makes a difference.
The Essex County Office for the Aging has been working nonstop.
We worked from home, we worked on the weekends.
Since vaccine doses first arrived.
Our whole team is working on this.
The team of 8 working 24/7 to help those 65 and older get their shot.
We immediately acknowledged that there was going to be a few barriers, technology being the biggest one.
People on the other line looking for help, like Joe and Norma DeMarco of Jay, married 74 years this year.
They were telling you to go on the internet, call this number, call that number.
Joe called the office looking for help.
We went one by one by one. It was a simple process. She says, fine, and then we got an appointment almost immediately.
He and his wife have been fully vaccinated about a month now and tell everyone in town to call the team to get their appointment.
I can't understand why people don't want to get vaccinated. I mean, to me, that's a no-brainer.
Back at the office, the work continues for Chrissy and her team.
As of this morning, we have easily registered at least 2,200 older adults.
Have you received a COVID-19 vaccine yet?
In the county, 42% of people over 65 have already gotten their shot. Meanwhile, about 50% of the calls coming in now are new clients, and they all don't live in Essex County.
We are never going to turn away anybody to get them registered.
In the beginning, long waits and crashing websites.
We witnessed those same issues.
But she and her staff are determined to get people signed up. As more vaccine becomes available and more providers can offer them, she says sign up has gone smoother, but the calls keep coming in, and that just proves it's all been worth it.
Really, truly has been a remarkable success for us here at the office.
Oh, glad I saw that. That's a picture of the platoon.
Michael Francis Conley was one of 23 Clinton County men that served.
Michael's right in the middle there. They were called the North Country Platoon.
Together, they enlisted in the Marine Corps right after high school during the Vietnam War.
Sooner or later, they were going to be called in. So they all decided they would enlist as a group and hopefully go wherever they went as a group. Okay, this is a picture of my brother.
From Lance Corporal to Corporal, Michael Conley was 19 when he shipped off to war. While overseas, his mother and family wrote to him daily. Michael would send recordings of his voice for his parents to hold tight.
Michael would talk to them on the tape recorder.
Michael served less than 6 months.
He was shot by a sniper, and he was wounded, and he was supposed to have been in good shape. We all thought he was going to make it, but he didn't.
He died from those wounds 9 days later.
Michael died on Memorial Day, in fact. So that Memorial Day is very, very, very dear to our family.
30 days after that, another Plattsburgh soldier, Tommy Gadot, was killed, bonding an already hurting community.
It was a tough year for the Plattsburgh area, that's for sure.
That was in 1967.
Part of our lives now.
Not a day goes by that Michael's brother Jim doesn't think of him.
I'm very proud of Michael. Even now, when I think deeply about it, it brings tears to my eyes.
His mother has since passed, but she would honor her son each Memorial Day with other Gold Star families in the area riding around in the local parade.
During Vietnam, we were hoping so much that there would never be another Gold Star mother. But unfortunately, they continued. Now follow to your left.
Corporal Conley lays eternally in Mount Carmel Cemetery in Plattsburgh alongside his family.
I have great sorrow, and, I'm proud of both of them, though. I'm proud of my mom and my brother and my dad.
A place where Jim and his sister June go to clean the gravesite for their fallen brother. It's not a place they visit often.
What do you think when you come here?
What a shame.
This Memorial Day, the Conleys honor Michael being gone 54 years to the day.
19 years of age.
A day that draws so many emotions.
It touches the heart, that's for sure.
Honoring their brother taken far too soon and acknowledging the hurt that will last a lifetime.
Not just for me, but all the mothers, fathers, children, they will always feel it deeply.